Lord, I'm just gonna trust you with all of my heart. Lord, I'm just gonna trust you with all of my heart. Lord, I'm just gonna trust.
You are probably wondering what you're looking at there, right? Well, allow me to summarize it for you. This is what prayer and a whole lot of supporters looks like. A business owner on the verge of losing her bookstore in Farmers Branch, and she reached out to her community for help. 3 days later, in 24 hours to be exact, they raised $20,000 to help her avoid eviction. And of course, I wouldn't be talking about this story if she wasn't here with me in studio. Nia Taylor Clark of Blacklit. Good morning, Nia. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
How does it feel for you watching that video over again, you getting your key back to get back into a business that you built from the ground up?
It's surreal. It's a constant reminder that Blacklit is so much bigger than me. And I'm just glad to be a part.
Absolutely. We saw again that video off the top. Tell me what inspired you to reach out to your supporters, to your followers, to be vulnerable and let them know what you were dealing with.
I really had no other option when the notice was on the door. So we found out the notice was on the door on a Saturday. And when my team went to open the door, they seen the letter. And so people were already outside waiting to enter the store. And so I was getting calls because I was actually still at home with my son at the time. Like, we seen the letter. Are you guys open today? And the first person that called me got the worst. I'm sorry, because I just started crying. I didn't know what else to do, what to tell her. And so rather than have to put myself through that call over and over again, I just went to social media, made a post, not even knowing that money was going to come out of it, but just really needing the support. If there's one thing I learned, is like when your own prayers can't carry you, someone else's.
Oh, you gotta say that. Look, tell folks real quick what went down. You were behind pandemic. Tell them real quick what went down.
So we got the keys in June to the space, but we were not able to open until October, the end of October. And that's due to like licensing, paperwork. It's the first bookstore in the city, so they didn't really have a lot of ordinances and things like that. It was my first time opening up a physical space, so I didn't understand all of the startup costs that would go into it. And then people just didn't know we were there. So aside from the grand opening, a few people would come here and there. And so.
What's your background? Because you have a really cool story about why you decided to open this Black-owned bookstore. What's your background?
I was a teacher, 10th grade English teacher. This started when one of my students shouted in the middle of class, "I don't read, miss, I'm black." I thought he was kidding, quickly learned he was not. And I'm just grateful to have had the opportunity to try to change his mind and help him find something he likes.
And real quick, just because there are a lot of business owners out there who will think about, starting their own business, right? So I want you to answer, you went on an Oprah show, right? And that was a blessing and a curse.
Yes, so I had about 100 subscribers, got featured in Oprah magazine, flew to over 500 really quickly, but I was operating out of a one-bedroom apartment with no team. Just a hungry 3-year-old, and so I didn't really understand all the logistics. I didn't have systems, and it was a lot to learn really quickly that essentially lost me a lot of customers. And
your best advice for people as they're starting?
Transparency and vulnerability is your strength, not your weakness.
Oh, I absolutely love that. And how can people find you and support your bookstore?
IamBlacklit.com and I am Blacklit on Instagram. Our bookstore is located at 4050 McEwen Road, Suite 9105 in Farmers Branch.
In Farmers Branch. Real quick, I don't know if we can get that one shot of this image and many of the items that she has on the table, but she has so many different things, sweatshirts and books and all of that good stuff. So we're rooting for you as the first Black-owned bookstore in Farmers Branch, still active now, thanks to your supporters and your followers. So Nia Taylor Clark, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Of Blacklit.